By majority, this print scores 84, a silver award. But which person in gold shall I accept a challenge from? So I'm going to take it from Annie because you're a point above Mark. So Annie's on 92, Mark's on 91. Then you guys have got an 83, 82 and a 78. So Annie, I'm going to accept the challenge from you.
Okay, thank you. All right, I love so many elements of this image, and the thing I love the most about it is the paper. What an amazing choice of paper. Well done. It's pearly and metallic, and it just looks like frog skin, and that is just amazing. I can't stop looking at that perfect choice and use of paper. How fantastic is that? And then the colours and the detail in that frog just all the way through, it just leads your eye straight up and down that design, and it's so beautiful. This is really gold. This is such a strong gold to me, and I love all the awkward elements to it as well. And I couldn't fault the printing. It's perfect. And then you've got that added element of the fly, and yeah, what's not to love?
Charmaine, you were on 78.
I know, wow, I'm really down there. But I just felt probably the opposite to you, Annie, with this print. I felt the tones were muddy, and I felt the colours on the frog and the tones and stuff just lackluster for me. And even the design and the composition of the frogs, I felt could have been executed in a way that I felt more fun in what they were doing. But I am listening to the other judges as well. And even the cropping on the frogs, if we're talking into the gold range. I'm just it's not speaking to me, or I'm not feeling the fun that it's maybe supposed to have there.
Okay, we might speak to more judges than usual because we're talking about a gold. So Kate on 82.
I agree with Annie. I love the paper choice. It's actually beautiful. There was two things holding me back. So the cropping on the bottom frog in particular, I was struggling with. And I also want a bit more of a narrative. I'm confused about the story. And if you can explain the story to me a bit more, I'd definitely come and consider coming up higher.
Mark on 91.
Okay, I'm going to be contradictory. The paper under this lighting is not a good choice. Metallic surfaces in such a flat lighting do not enhance. If the lighting was coming from one direction, it'd be amazing. But because we've flattened out the pearl luster, metallic nature of the paper, you literally have to move around to get the true effect of the metallic paper, to get the fact that it is clean, crisp, sharp, and beautiful. So if you get that reflective surface on there, it looks amazing. But at the moment, as we're looking at it, it tends to come out flat and muddy. So I went 91. I didn't go any higher. But for me, it's the concept. The placement of that right footer, that bottom frog, on the edge of the mat board, as if he's going up from the floor. And he's going to, and I don't know whether everyone's got this, but basically this is like shot onto a piece of glass or through glass. Now the irony is that the fly's on one side and the frog's on the other side. So it's like a cat chasing something up the wall, except we've got a frog with sticky feet going up there climbing. So it's a bit of a time lapse as he goes up the wall, goes for the frog, and then just gets disappointed by the time he's 3/4 up there because he realises it's on the other damn side of the glass. And then we just see his ass going out the frame. So there's a sense of humour and everything else. And anybody with pets, you know, you mess with their heads, you see them climbing walls and everything else. And so someone sat there and watched this frog climb the wall and either placed the fly there just to taunt them and play, you know, an act. But it's the unique perspective of what we've seen it, looking through the glass, looking at the underbelly of the frog and not along or, you know, a different perspective. But the framing and the choice and the fact that on the top right-hand corner, its right leg is again on the border of the mat, pushing itself up the wall and out of the frame. And I think it's that. So get past the luster of the paper, and if you move your head around and change your angle, you can see the true effect of the metallic paper and its true potential, which is not seen under these lights. But it's the composition, it's the lighting, and it's the story about going for the fly and its survival and eating that pushed me into gold.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Annie, for your right of reply.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I just wanted to add a couple more elements that I think that this image brings to us. apart from design and composition, and my eye did go to that foot at the bottom corner, and I wondered about that. I think Mark's explained that quite well, but I think it does have a consistency as it goes out to the other side like that as well. So I think that does work for it. I think the bit more of the storytelling of the frog, like he can see the little expressions in there. You really can feel a bit of the personality of a frog. I mean, that's pretty hard to get across in an image. So we're not just talking about colour and design and composition. We're also talking about humour and emotion and expression of a frog. Like, that's pretty awesome. And on the second one from the bottom, he looks like he's doing a really cool dance move, and I feel like I understand his awkwardness and how it must feel to be a frog, and the frustration with the fly, and there's so much here, and yet there's also simplicity. So this is why I think it's a very strong gold.
Thank you, judges. We have a majority score of 84 there. Annie has a 92. Everyone else, please rescore. Lovely work. We have an 89, silver with distinction. That will go for review.